Hey, what's up, everybody? Marcos Villegas being joined with the one and only Joe Goossen here in Los Angeles to talk about your new fighter, Ryan Garcia, taking up the challenge of Emmanuel to go in San Antonio coming up in April on DAZN. First off, Joe, you've had a long relationship with Ryan, so it's no surprise that you guys have linked up, though. I think to the casual fan, they were surprised. Explain the relationship you and Ryan had growing up, him growing up.
Yeah, you know that. I mean, Ryan goes back 6 years ago when he was 17 to my gym. He trained at my gym for several months, and we got along then, and I predicted that he would, look, I tried to sign him, I put a nice offer on the table for his mom and dad, and, and eventually a lot of offers started coming in, and they opted for something else, which is fine, there's no hard feelings, of course, because I stayed in touch with them. And Ryan would, call me here and there after certain fights, and, I'd tell him what I thought, or whatever that was worth. And then he'd come and visit every so often. So there was, like you said, a relationship there that was ongoing. And, I've always liked Ryan. I've always predicted great things about him, from an early age. And I stand by those predictions, which is really superstardom for him, because I always felt he had the wherewithal to become something extra special in this game. He's that good. And of course, he's got that great look, his personality. He's got the package. When they say the it factor, it's hard to describe, you just know it when you see it, and he's got the it factor in the ring and out of the ring.
When did you get the call? And was it from him, from his dad, saying like, hey, Joe, like I want to go and have you train me?
That's a great question. I got the call, not surprisingly, from his attorney, Lupe Valencia. And Lupe is a great guy. I've known Lupe for a long time as well. He's an attorney, and he knew my brother, who was an attorney years ago, going back to the 90s. So Lupe and I know each other through some other ventures that we're involved with, boxing ventures. And so Lupe gave me the first call. And funny enough, I was actually in the middle of a business dinner, and I go, Lupe, I got to call you back. I said, he goes, you better hurry and call me back. I go, what the heck was that all about? So yeah, after dinner, I called him back, and then he broke the news that, that was a decision the family and Ryan had made and offered me the job. And that was like on a Wednesday, and by Friday I was, on the road with my bags packed. I jumped at it, of course, because I've always really liked Ryan. Look, obviously it's an incredible, no trainer would want to turn down a job like this. But what makes it better for me is that I knew Ryan, I know Ryan, we got along well, and we're getting along even better now that he's a little bit older. I think he understands me a little bit more too, and we get along great. Well, now, I'm pretty well known for working pretty hard in the gym and, putting a lot of rounds in with my fighters. I don't think there's any secret about that. And Ryan knows that too, and he really wants to work hard, and he has been working hard. And he always worked hard for that, as far as I was concerned in my gym when he was a kid. So we've been having, but on top of that, I think the bigger point is it's been a good experience. We've been having fun. He's got a great sense of humor. He's a smart kid. He's got a high IQ, trust me, in the ring and outside the ring, which makes it even better. So and then of course we're living in a great spot, Coronado Island. If you can ever get there, because let me tell you, it's a nice spot. So, they're really taking care of me. I'm in a really beautiful spot, and I couldn't ask for more. So it's really the total, package. It's a real good, feel-good situation for me. And it makes me want to work even harder for Ryan and his mom, Lisa, and his dad, Henry, and Lupe. They've all been great to me. And so, like I told Ryan, I said, I'm in not 100%. I said, I'm in 120% for you, and I really am. I'm really excited about this job, and I want to take it as far as we can take this.
There's like a preconceived notion, and knowing you, I know like you don't put up with ish. Like you're very straightforward, and if a fighter's slacking, you'll kick him to the curb because that's just never been who you are and the reputation that you have. But there is like a talk that he's not the most dedicated. Did you hear about that, and did you have any like hesitations at first about that when he came in?
I've only heard about it just in the past couple days. I mean, first off, I don't follow social media. I've never been on it, so I don't know all the, scuttlebutt, excuse me, or the rumors or whatever. But, in the past couple of days, people are asking me that question. I just never saw that personally. I don't know what went on before. And, I've never really been concerned. You take on fighters all the time. And if you start, like, looking into their past or hearing, you're going to hear stories on both sides, and then that's a lot to concern yourself with when I really don't want to be concerned with that. So, the issues I am looking for are, who are we fighting? What do we got to do to prepare for him? What are his strengths? What are his weaknesses? Are we going to be in 100% shape or more? Those are my objectives. Looking behind and in the past doesn't do you any good. Never has. I've had a lot of fighters that have had really big problems that, my job is to do what's best for them in the future, going forward. And I've had many experiences like that. And I found that the best thing to do is forget about what was behind you, whether in the immediate or, way past, and just concentrate on what you have in front of you, because that's chore enough right there,
I think I know the answer to this, but I think fans, I guess, would want to know, if you do see like a lack of dedication, you're not going to let it slide.
Yeah, I got to chuckle at that. I mean, that, and I don't think there's, for the guys in the know, the fighters in the know, guys like you that have been around, you've been everywhere. Look, most trainers work hard. I'd say the vast majority of them work hard. And they want to win. I mean, I've never had a trainer in a big fight that was looking to lose. I mean, they're looking to win, and they work their fighters hard. The reason I may work my fighters hard is because I know the other guy's working hard, and I always say if both guys are of equal talent, who wins the fight? The guy that works harder. So if you got two clones of each other, two Ryan Garcias, who wins that fight? It's the Ryan Garcia that trains harder. And so that's kind of my mentality. I don't want to be outworked in the gym. The fight's another story. The fighter's got to do his job. But in the gym, getting prepared, laying out a game plan, getting the right sparring, getting the right amount of rounds, doing the right amount of floor work, and, taking a guy to his limit, of endurance. And, you want all that. You want to, because if it's a dog fight and it's late in the fight, you want your guy to be the one who's in better condition and still punching hard in the 10th or 12th round. So that's kind of my mentality. I don't think it's really different than a lot of other trainers.
It's funny that you bring that. It's so true. Like, who wants to lose at their profession? Like, I've never met a trainer that's like, we're okay. We lose this fight. Yeah, it's fine.
We're coming here to lose. There are some guys that are, odds-wise are, 20-to-1 shots, but I've seen 20-to-1 dogs win. So you can't underestimate it. Sometimes what you think is going to be your easiest fight turns out to be your toughest, and vice versa. I've seen it over and over again. It's going to be. I've sweated fights out. Watching tapes, and just you get so paranoid that you really work really, really hard and then the fight turns out to be a 1 or 2 rounder, and you go, wow, I didn't expect that.
When you look at Ryan as a fighter, like, what do you want to improve? Like, what do you want to bring out more? What do you feel was lacking maybe before that you want to go ahead and reconstruct and make better?
Well, you know, every fighter, you know, that you scrutinize, you're going to be able to find. And if, you know, some guys are almost perfect, but nobody's perfect. So, you know, it's my job to look at what happens when you get at the very top of this game. There are guys, just like baseball players, let's say a hitter, you don't have to pitch them right down the middle for them to hit a home run. You can throw off the plate a breaking ball that's really a bad pitch, and they can still take it out of the park. It's the same thing at the top of the game in boxing. You don't have to give them big openings. You give some of these guys at the top, and even if you don't give them an opening, they'll make openings. So it's the type of thing where you have to look for perfection defensively and offensively when you're training guys. So my thing is to scrutinize what I'm seeing from Ryan and going, you know what, we could tighten that up a little bit here. We can tighten that. You know, maybe let's do this drill to improve this area, without getting too specific on what we're working on.
You don't want to give away any secrets.
Well, you know, here's the thing. I mean, in essence, this is a war, and you don't want to give any ammunition to your enemy. You know, who we like as a person, but you know, that night he's going to be our deadly enemy, and I don't want to give away any trade secrets to anybody that we're going to be meeting. That being said, I think the idea of what I'm talking about is relatable, and you can understand it. It's just you're always looking to, you know, and then. The other thing is when guys are coming up, they're at a certain level, and if you've been to the next level, you can go, here's what you can expect to happen on your way up or at this stage of your career. And so I share a lot of that with them, and so we have those type of talks and going, you know, like I said, there are things at the top of the game that great fighters will exploit, little openings, little mistakes. And they're, you know, they can be made anywhere, anytime. So you try to drill, shore all that stuff up. And that's something I'm doing with Ryan right now. But for the most part, the kid can fight like crazy. He's, to me, he's everything you'd want. If you built a fighter, he's really got the goods. You know, it's like that it factor. You know, it's hard to describe, but you know it when you see it. And he's got the it factor in and outside of the ring. That's the great combination. He's tremendous in front of the camera. He looks great. He sounds great. He's articulate. He's fun. He's got a good personality. You know, all the things that will serve you well, you know, when it comes to you know, other monetary things outside the ring. And inside the ring, I think he's got a great style. He's got a lot of fans on the internet, from what I'm told. And all of that adds up to, you know, keep on winning superstardom. And I think he's got it. So I'm really happy to be here, to tell you the truth.
It's like I mentioned to you when I called you, congratulations once again. If there's one person who does deserve it based on the amount of time you've been in, given such a blue chip guy like Ryan, it's you, Joe. Thank you so much. It's good seeing you.
And I thank you for that call, because that was very nice of you, and I really appreciated that. And I don't want to disappoint you, his fans, or anybody else, especially Ryan and his family. So I'm going to work hard.
That's Joe Goossen, Marcos Villegas, here in Los Angeles. Thank you so much for watching this video, and make sure to subscribe for more videos of your favorite fighters over here on Fight Up TV, and give us a follow online as well at Fight Up TV on Twitter and on Instagram. We appreciate it, guys.